saw this video last week or so before I kind of took my time off. It was my birthday, so I wanted to just enjoy myself. But I said I had to do this video because Monique, I got to get into this. So Monique, you know, she have seen the Bonnet gang all in the airports, the stores. Like most of you have seen the Bonnet gang somewhere, right? I mean, they're out there. Well, Monique wanted to address, you know, those who like to wear the bonnets and etc. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip, and I want to respond to this. But I also, my biggest issue with this is not only the Bonnet gang, but the Simps. Because, oh yes, the Simps came in, and I'm gonna explain why Simps are a big problem. Because, you know, you have some women that really like Simps because they can use them, abuse them, run them, lead them like a leash, like a dog. But let's roll that clip.
Hey, my sweet babies. So, it took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say because I want to make sure I'm not saying it in judgment. And I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of auntie, and I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real shit. So yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? And we got 3 shows tonight. We got a matinee at 5:30, then we got 7, then we got 10, right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on and you got slippers on and you looking like what the fuck, Aunt Nikki gonna tap you and say, hey, baby girl, show you what you worth. Show you what you deserve. So all of those posts that you see celebrities putting out there saying, hey, queen, hey, queen, hey, queen, well, can we start putting it into action?
Sister Monique, let me tell you something. I have been doing commentary, calling out issues in the community for a while. And I'm going to tell you something about black people worldwide. It's not just the ones you're talking about. You could talk about some of the sisters that's dressing like $2 whores. You could be talking about these dudes out here with these sagging pants. You could be talking about these guys out here that don't want to get a job and live off of a woman. I mean, so many different things that you can talk about in our community now that's actually legitimate to address. But you're going to receive, and which she did receive, a lot of backlash. Now, she didn't say anything wrong, in my opinion. She was addressing something. And what was the response from people? Calling her old. Because, you know, in the black community, you just cannot get up in age at all. I mean, you know what? I'm going to get to that for right now. The black community, my community, is the only community I've ever seen that tried to tell someone constantly they're old. Like other communities, you know, they kind of embrace that. You know, okay, the people get older or whatever, but in our community, I don't hear you old, you old, you old, you old. Well, do you want to die at 25? Do you want to die at 19 so you can stay young? I mean, well, some people are, but I mean, is that your mentality, that you just want to die at an early age? You do know that dying at an early age, even in the back of the Bible times, and even now, is considered like a curse. But continuing. So Monique said that she pointed out the bonnets. She pointed out the slippers. She pointed out the blankets, the headscarf. She pointed out all of that. As a black woman, I believe she has every right to point this out. I believe that that's what she should be doing at her stage in the game, being auntie, is to go and say things that, hey, you know, step your game up a little bit. But see, I know black folk. I know them worldwide. And I can tell you from experience, Sister Monique, even though what you said was respectful, even though you want to just see a correction and see, you know, some of the sisters be better, they don't want correction. They get angry with correction. Worldwide, they don't want to hear it. No matter what it is, they get angry. They attack you. They want to stay in their low-level, low-class behavior. And they don't want nobody to say nothing to them. Then they want to get mad when they get passed over things, or black folks kind of separating themselves from those that like to do that. They want to get upset. But also what bothers me more than anything is not even just that. It's the simps. Let me tell you about the simps here. The simps do not care about the sisters at all. They don't. Because the simps will do anything they can. They're going to go along with you in your delinquency. They're going to go along with you when you're hurting yourself, just so they can continue to have some sort of access to you. Because the simp has to do that sort of thing because he has no type of game about himself. He don't know how to talk to women. A lot of times he's socially awkward. So he chooses the role of the simp to get his way to women. I had one woman say, well, you know, simps, y'all call them simps when they love women. No, not at all. That is a bold-faced lie, and the truth not in you. A simp will do anything he can just to get next to you, either in some sort of relationship, sleep with you, or both. So anything you say will go. They will be your biggest cheerleader when you're wrong. They will be male feminist in a hardcore way. I mean, I was on Clubhouse the other day, and this one dude was just speaking about some things, and here come this male feminist, this big simp. I'm like, oh my God, dude, really? I was like screaming about how much he was a freaking simp on this Clubhouse to impress some women that didn't even know him, that didn't know even fool with him. But let's look at some pictures of these simps. I mean, this is embarrassing. This is what I'm talking about. You got these feminized males who are feminists. Now, in this first photo here, look at this. I'm F with y'all too. He got a bonnet on his head. The next picture here. I mean, look at this one. Seriously? Instead of saying, you know what, Monique Wright, let's maybe replace the bonnet in public with maybe a baseball cap or something. Maybe some sort of hat that she likes or something to cover her hair up or whatever because it's not fixed or whatever the case may be, right? Cool. There's so many options you can put on the hair, but no, you want to continue with this low-class behavior. Look at this one here. Bonnet gang for life, and he says the N-word. I mean, you could just tell, you know, you were raised by single mothers. You didn't have your father around. You didn't have your father, because your father would instill some manhood in you, and you wouldn't have took this picture willingly talking about, I'm going to support a woman going into the airport, sometimes international airports, representing not over yourself, your family, or whatever, looking any old kind of way. You don't know who you may see. You don't know, it could be anybody, and you look at any old kind of way. Somebody may see you and say, you know what, that person could be great for a job or whatever, but they see the way you present yourself and won't give you one. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous, brothers. Look at this next one here. I too stand without black queens. I mean, if you look at these dudes, they do not have no kind of really masculine look to them. They look like they haven't been around men like that. Look at this other one. I stand in solidarity without black queens wearing bonnets outside. Now, some people say, well, they just joking around, but some things just men don't do. See, that's why you don't see certain correction in the community, because we have a section in our community that wants the low class behavior, whether from the women and the men, to keep going on. They're going to be the ones like to cheerlead them on to keep doing that. And a lot of times, some of them not even doing the things that they're cheerleading them to keep doing. That's another thing that trips me out. Like, wait a minute. You're not even wearing bonnets in public, so why are you defending her doing it? You're not even sagging your pants, so why are you defending him to sag his pants? You get what I'm saying? So it's just for me, that's why I've always said that, you know, certain people in our community we cannot save. We can't save them all. You can't. Some of them you're gonna have to let them go and wither on the vine. I mean, I know some people in the community want to save everybody. You can't save everybody. You can't. Now, somebody want to reform themselves, great, let them do it. But when you have people attacking Monique for saying this, and she didn't say it in a disrespectful way, she didn't call y'all no names, she didn't do anything. She tried to say it PC as possible, and she was still attacked, so much so that she had to make another video and saying she stood by what she said. But it's not about what she said, it's the fact is, I know how a lot of y'all are. Like even some of the videos I'm making now, some of you who's watching the videos don't like that I'm talking about masculinity, that I'm talking about what's manly for a woman to do. Some of you don't even want to listen to a video because, see, one thing about being a content creator, we know when you stop listening to a video. We know. Just based on your comment, we know when you stopped. Now, the last video where I talked about that white female and I said she was manly is because, first and foremost, what's she doing pumping gas? That's what the man's supposed to be doing. Second, I didn't say she couldn't break up a fight. I say that it was a way to do that like women would do it and say, no, come on, baby, let's go over here. You don't need to be doing that. Let's get in the car. You know, that's what women do. Not all that screaming, yelling, and all that. And some guys even, approve of her doing that because maybe they was raised like that with a woman like that. But you don't want to hear that because like I said, Monique and many others that tried to call out certain behaviors that we deem that in our community or just in general, you will be attacked by it because we have a society now that's extremely low class. All the whoredom, that's low class. All of the bonnet wearing and all other stuff, that's so low class. We are above that crap as a community. We know that. But there's a section that want to keep that going. They feel that that's their culture. I don't know what that is. That's not our culture. That's not our culture whatsoever. That's old hood rat things. That's not our culture. I know our culture. I know where I come from. I didn't see my grandma going in the freaking grocery store, great grandma going in the grocery store, my mother going in the grocery store or the airport or in my aunts or none of them growing up with a bonnet on their head. I never really started seeing that. I'm going to say until maybe I got about 19, 20 when I was working in Walmart. That's when I started seeing it. It wasn't older women I saw it from. It was younger ones at that time period. And I said, what is that? Why they get that mess on their head? I thought it was funny to see that. I said, man, they looking like Toad from Super Mario with that head. That's what they look like. They look like Toad. So I just started laughing every time I saw them. I said, oh, there's another Toad coming in. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who play Mario, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But don't go in public like that. Bonnet is for you to be in your house, to sleep, you know, so you could, make sure to protect your hair and all that. But it don't look good in public. Now, Monique, what I will say is this. These, I'm talking like the old school, these cheering today are extremely disrespectful. They don't have no respect at all in the community. So I really wouldn't advise you to go just tapping random people like that, because if they're willing to go in public looking like that, then they're not really probably not the type that's going to hold back on you when they respond to you about you telling them about a bonnet. I'm just saying, Monique, if you say the way they're presenting themselves, then they will have no qualm about getting at you immediately and making a scene. And now you're on TMZ and all this stuff behind telling some young woman that you see looking a hot mess. You know, just all you can do is look at it, shake your head, and move on. Or put it in your comedy skits, whatever you're going to do if you want to call it out. But I would not suggest that you walk up to randoms in this society, crazy as people are, and tell them about anything, how they looking. I mean, I don't suggest it because I know how a lot of them get down. Yeah, but leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Monique. Now, I want to know, do you support, you know, those who are in public with them bonnets and them slippers and looking a hot mess, which they know good and well it isn't, and before somebody say, oh, well, she got money, it ain't about no money, because they got decent clothes out there they sell every day, and it's not expensive, so don't even go there about no kind of money. Black folks can turn anything to look good. But what do y'all think about that? Do you support Monique, or do you support, you know, those who just want to walk around any kind of way? Do you feel like, well, shoot, it's a free country, they can look that way, it doesn't bother me? Let me know.